So my name is Moran Kirshner. I'm the CEO at Zohar CleanTech. Our goal is to make a revolution in the world of the waste management. I'm here today because I'm eager about waste. And if there are two things that I would like you to take out of this conversation, is first of all that I think that waste should be handled on-prem, just where it was produced. This is the right place to handle the waste. Where is it made? This is the place that we are handling it. The second thing that I would like you to remember is that we are investing a lot in education and in convincing people to consume less, to reduce their plastic consumption. But it's not enough. In order to solve this huge problem, we need to invest a lot in advanced technologies. And what is it, this huge problem of waste? So we usually divide it into two aspects. The first aspect is the logistical aspect, all the trucks that are collecting the waste from one point to another, transporting it, and eventually making a huge pollution. And the second aspect is the environmental aspect. It's mainly the landfilling. 20% of the methane emissions today are being caused as a result of landfilling. And that's a huge problem. Not to mention also the water contamination, both for the groundwater and the surface water, and the wildlife that we are actually intervening in their life, and the health risks for people that live nearby. So the landfilling is a huge problem that we must confront. Another example for that, for how we are contributing to that problem, would be that 9.5 billion pounds of waste was landfilled in 2022, only as a result of returns to Amazon. And that's a huge number that was only doubled from 1 year to another. That's a huge number, and this is in our hands. A lot of this waste is actually going to export to other countries, okay, to third world countries. So there isn't a lot of information about the real numbers, but we are estimating it in about hundreds of millions of tons every year. And if it's not going to landfilling, it's actually going to the oceans. 165 million tons of plastic at the moment, and in 2050, we will have more plastic than fish in the ocean. And that's a huge problem we must face. So how do we deal with it? So we invest a lot of resources in the sorting process, in educating people to sort the waste. But it's proved to be unsuccessful. It's not just my unpopular opinion, this is researchers. In order to make a change here, we need to make a change that will affect the entire world. I'm pretty sure that the people in this room have the full awareness, you know exactly what to do, how to sort the waste, but eventually 70% of the global waste is going for landfilling. So the reason is that people are not aware, or they cannot read the signs, or in some countries they don't have the infrastructure in order to sort the waste. Anyone has an idea what the number 9% is referring to? Yeah. Perfect. So it is the amount of plastic that is being recycled every year. Unless you are Germany or Taiwan, there the number is 50%, and they are very lucky. For that, there are also several reasons. One of the reasons is, of course, the sorting that is not working, but also there is a problem with the polymers of the plastic. Each plastic contains different kind of polymers, and each one is requiring a different treatment and extensive resources in order to tailor the process. Another problem would be, think about you when you have a cup of yogurt. You are actually expected to separate the yogurt and to wash the cup before throwing it to the trash can. I don't know anyone, including myself, who has great awareness to this subject, that would actually wash the cup before throwing it to the trash can. So let's think about other alternatives in order to handle this waste, except the known methods. First of all, we have recycling, which is, of course, the best option. Here in the UK, 50% of the waste, about 100 million tons, is going to recycling, and that's great. The second method is composting. When available, that's great. The other option is resource extraction. Let's take, for example, silver, gold, copper. It's mainly for e-waste, electronic waste. We are extracting out the materials, and in this way we are also preserving the natural resources, and we are consuming less of them. And eventually we are building new things with the extracted materials. Another option, and I'm a great fan of initiatives, for example, marketplaces and other platforms to replace items. But eventually, even this shirt, everything will come to an end. So even that we are delaying the handling of those materials, eventually we will have to handle them. And the last methodology, which I'm a big fan of, and this is why I'm so proud to lead Zohar CleanTech, is energy recovery. In this way, we are eliminating landfilling, we are reducing dramatically the GHG emissions, and eventually we are creating energy, and we all know this is a well-demanded thing these days. So I just want to give you a glimpse into Zohar CleanTech. The company was established by a group of scientists, very experienced scientists and engineers in Israel, coming from the material engineering, mechanical engineering world. We are developing a 40-feet container, a factory in a box, that actually takes almost all kind of waste, unsorted, as an input, and eventually as an output, we are receiving syngas that is being converted to energy. This energy can be used for heating of building, lighting, local consumption, air conditioning, and other needs according to the customer's need. So we are located in Israel. The company is on TRL 6. We have this item, this prototype that is already produced. We are now starting with our pre-sales. And eventually, each system like this is reducing the GHG emission by 2,000 tons. We have very ambitious goals regarding the next stages, but in general, I think that's a very good methodology to confront with unsorted waste. It's also a modular and compact solution, so we can take a few systems like this together, and they can stand together in an industrial company, offices, shopping centers, malls. You can think about every place that is actually producing waste. Each person in this room is making about 2 kilograms of waste per day, and therefore, we need to handle this huge problem. So just to summarize, in order to handle this huge problem of waste and landfilling, it's very important to have educational solutions and to invest in education, but eventually we want to make an impact that will impact the entire world, not just the part that is aware of. And in order to do that, we must develop and use advanced technologies, and they will help us to confront with that huge problem. Thank you.